Gemini, how you getting on? So we're here to do your reading, so I'm going to do a weekly reading for you guys, and we're just going to base it off that timeline from then. So if you are really interested, it's actually the 4th of January today, but we're going to do a weekly timeline. I'm just going to ask the question of what's going on for you with the week, okay? Because I am feeling weak and strong, weak and strong. The messages are coming in through weak and strong, weak and strong. Some kind of... Sometimes I think that you feel weak and then you feel strong. I think there's some kind of bending of a will as well. Bending over, you might feel weak and then strong, but also bending one's will, trying to will or bill, maybe, could be a name, but bending someone's will. Now, where there's a will, there's a way, and it could have something to do with money and some kind of inheritance for some of you, but it might not be, okay? Because it might be the sale of something where it leads to a big product value of selling, okay? But majority of what I'm picking up, just channeling, is to do with bending one's will, meaning that this has happened for quite a while, and there's some kind of trying to compromise but discompromise is a strange message that's coming through at the minute, Gemini. Give me a second. But bending one's will, meaning like I'm bending over backwards for someone that doesn't want it or they do want it. It's kind of a feeling of like I want them to want it and I want them to want it, but there's someone that's saying, well, I don't. And I'm not sure where those messages are coming from. If I ever channel any messages, I have no idea of a specific timeline. They just come out. Okay, so there can be future predictions, things that are happening, or just go with it, Gemini. Okay, but bending to one's will, bending over backwards for someone, or someone's physical back, or they are back into your life. I just heard still back. Something to do with their back or your back, or someone is physical back element or physically back into your life. I think there's someone that's trying to bend their will, meaning like they try to give you something, but it's not really wanted. But I feel that that could well be family as well. It doesn't have to be love. It can be a lot to do with family stuff. Okay, but they're just very quick channel messages that come through, Gemini. So anyway, so let's see. So we're just going to weekly reading, okay? And it'll be from now until whenever it happens, because you can't really predict time. So we're going to do different ones. But the King of Cups. So I am picking up that this is a lot to do with family. Deep love. There is a deep amount of love for your love life. If you're actually in a commitment with someone, there is strong love. You can't get any deeper love than the King. This is the masculine. Your masculine would more likely be a water sign male for a lot of you, okay? But it doesn't have to be. But there's a deep amount of love if you're in a relationship. If you're not, and this is a lot to do with family, but you do have a love interest or something like that, then I feel through this card that there's one person that's trying to bend themselves. This is being bent. Something's being bent. Okay, so it feels like I've got strong love in my life here, but there's something that's I can't pay attention to this cup. Okay, which is why I'm having to pour, because I'm feeling poor. Because I hate saying this, Gemini, but there's someone that's saying poor me, or you feel like someone's playing a victim of poor me, and they're asking you to support them, but what you're saying is I can't support you all the time, I have to support myself, Gemini. You know, so there's a lot of code, because the King of Cups can mean a lot of codependency, because it's a very strong masculine card. So I think I did hear that for spiritually, so I'm sorry, please don't help me in the comment section, but I did hear there is a poor me energy around your family. Now, that might be victimhood of money, where it's poor, or it might be poor me, where someone's trying to pour a cup, but pour their emotions out to you, but there's an interest of, I've done that one before. I know this family situation before. I cannot pour my emotions out to you, because when I do, you probably use them against me, because the King of Cups can come across as a controlling energy, because it's masculine. But we'll see, Gemini. It's just one card. But Four of Swords. You see, some people, if they don't understand Gemini, it's very difficult for me to get people to understand, but when you're a medium, you literally start channeling. As soon as that camera's on, I'm channeling, okay? So, you know, it does happen. But Four of Swords, you see, rest. Someone needs rest. If that's health, it's like I just all of a sudden, one minute I feel like I'm strong and then independent, and then there's one energy around me that feels kind of codependent, but they're like strong and weak, trying to bend someone's will to make them strong, but also to make them feel weak as well, because this is a weak card because it's rest. So I'm feel like someone wants to put something to rest, but someone's kind of like, strong, weak. It's kind of like a feeling of testing the boundary, okay? Testing, being put to the test of an energy that is like, I've done this before, you're putting me to the test, spiritually and karmically, and let's all say a prayer, right? So, because I'm hearing, say a little prayer for you, forever and ever. Yeah, I can't remember but you know that one, Gemini, right? Who wouldn't? but I'm hearing that song because I just realised as I did that, that's what this is happening here. So, that might physically be putting someone to rest. I hope not, Gemini. Hope you guys ain't going through that. Okay, but I have to come off that timeline, sorry. But the Two of Swords, so 4 and 2, 6. So it's still, see, a lot to do with family. There could be a Libra involved in there. That's what I'm saying. There is a bending of will. Of what I would see through these cards is bending of one will. Two here, one is strong, the other one, it can be like a negative energy in your energy where it's all one way, and then it excuse me, I'm stopping smoking, or have done as well, so please excuse me, Gemini. And you're saying, Steve, just get on with the reading. But one way, I'm picking up like one minute I'm strong, the next minute I'm weak. The 1 minute I'm strong, the next minute I'm weak. But I think there's also a bending of a will with someone that is making you feel where you feel strong, where you're supported with a love life if you're in one. Okay, here we go. 2, there's a hand of you feel strong when you're in love with the person that you're in love with, because when you're in love with a beautiful woman, right, or man, but when you're there, then all of a sudden there's a family member in your energy where all of a sudden you feel weak. It's like, I feel strong with my love life, this person's supporting me, they're here. The other person, I feel weak against bending of the will, because I keep picking up bending of the will, or something to do with an inheritance, or bending will. Will. I keep hearing the name Will or Bill. So, I'm stuttering or something. But do you know what I'm saying, Gemini? The energy is definitely one way, real strong, the other way, weak. Strong and weak, strong and weak. Strong will to survive, Gemini. You have turned into, I will survive. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone, right? Rocky. On rocky ground, you're on rocky ground, I think you might be saying. Let's see. I think some of you could be running, trying to, because I pick it up running like Rocky did up the mountain, up the stairs, and there's some kind of like trying to gain back your strength through something by either walking more or running physically for some of you, but I think it's more walking up steps. I keep thinking steps, taking one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. If that's just an energy around someone, it feels more of a creeping energy of it's just one step, because I keep thinking it's just one step beyond, but one step around, like because I'm visually seeing someone trying to avoid someone by stepping around their energy, because I think you feel it empathically, that you just know that you have to step and tiptoe around someone's energy. Okay, and I think that possibly happens at night for a lot of you. At night, where at night time you probably feel more free, but you know it during the day and night, because I keep hearing day and night. Because I keep seeing a hallway, like a hallway of trying to step around, or like go around someone. You know, like you're there. Sorry, Gemini, if I'm giving these actions, but I can see it. You're there, but I have to go around you. Like I have to physically go around you. I have to, because I think someone does have like a center of attention, or attention deficit. What do they call that? Attention deficit disorder. Deficit disorder. I just heard that, or benefit, or some kind of benefactor, but disorder. Some kind of, I don't know what I'm hearing. Well, I don't want to get that one because that was a 7 of Swords, Gemini. But there it is, you see. There it is. I'm not going to take that because it was a handful. But there it is. That's what I was feeling, that 7 of Swords. Let's see, Gemini. Continue on this reading, please, for Gemini Weekly. Ah, what do you know? What do you know? I'm glad that I said that. Spirit is saying, yep, Steve, your channel is right. Channeling is right. Channeling is right. Right on the money. Right on the money. I'm hearing it's right on the money. It's right on the money. It's right there. It's right there. Someone's right after money. A lot of this conflict goes over a car. It does. It goes over a car. Something goes over it, or someone's putting someone over a bonnet. Oh dear, Gemini, I'm not going that one. But over a car. A lot of this is like run ragged. 7, 8, 9. You see, sleep, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4. Again, sleep, like resting, sleeping, resting, sleeping. But a lot of this is to do with like physical movement of run ragged, Gemini. There you go. So let's hope you haven't got a life path number 7 like me. Then you would know what run ragged is like. Okay, but that is also a plan of an action to get out of something. But that is also, from my learning, is run ragged. You might even been offered a job as a driver again. So that's funny when you have a life path number 7 and that relates to the Chariot and you was a driver for a long time. Right? Sorry, Gemini, I'm having fun with you. It's my last reading today. But you might be offered a job and a plan that's going to get you out of something or so. Some of you, this drives you nuts because it is all to do with a car that you're probably either 1, trying to afford, or 2, it's someone else's car that if it's your car, someone's asking you to take them left, right and centre, here, there, everywhere. And you're like, you know what, dude? You know what, dude? I'm just about enough because here I am caught between my love life, my masculine person, my hero, right? But also on this hand, I've got this car issue. There's a car issue. Now that's either physical, an issue that you haven't got one but you want one, or some of you do have one, but there's some kind of maintenance that needs doing to a car, or it's like maintaining to have to run left, right and centre. Left, right and centre, because 7 is always centre. To centre yourself, you centre yourself with 7, okay? So you centre yourself with the universe and you centre yourself with everybody that's in it, right? Which is a possible Cancerian. But I feel there's a lot of avoiding because the 7 of Swords runs from 2 of them and it's running straight back into another 2. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of confusion around this energy because it's running from 2 back into another 2 here. So it's going from 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So some of you do have a job and it's going to be 2 by 2 by 2. Sorry, I have to give you my life. I have been offered my job back, Gemini, if I didn't say. So I'm having to do this channel and also go back to do my job, which was driving as well. But 2 by 2 by 2, okay. Let's see. But general as well, running back towards 2 again. 9, I can't get away from that. 9. So this person is also not looking where they're going, so you need to look where you're going as well. So that's a good advisement for me, is look where you're going when you're driving. Look where you're going. Or you might be trying to make a plan. Thank you. You might be making a plan where you're going. Someone might be asking you out on a date, but for some of you this is just a friend by friend thing, right? But if it's not, it's your relationship. But there's a plan here to write down where it is that you're going, so you know where you're going. It's kind of like look where you're going, but I think you do know where you're going, but you're having to write this down in order so you don't forget it, because there is an energy of 2 here. So it's kind of like, Steve, just get on with the cards. Gemini, Sun, Rising and Venus. Sometimes I watch my own readings back when I have to watch the premiere and I think, oh, Steve, just get on with it. Right, yeah. Gemini, Sun, Rising and Venus. Continue on this reading, please. So there you go. Oh, dear. 5. 5. So someone could have a life path number 5. okay, but it's a ruminating thought as well of being left out of something. So periodically is my new favourite word for the month, is something that you will go through when you enter soul groups people, okay? So if there's soulmate energy around you, it doesn't have to be you, but it can be you, it can be other people that are forming a soul family. Within that soul family, periodically you're going to go through things of obviously control and trust, right? And also separation or physical just lonely time, meaning time on my own, okay? So there's time on my own that's well spent. Me physically, I forgot. I have I have a healing year number 5, which is thankfully nearly over for me. So, but also feeling this could be a family member here that feels pushed out for something, pushed out, or left out of something. Like if there was a will, someone feels left out of the will. Because we did channel those messages for a start. There's going to be a lot of travel here, but there's going to be a lot of lone time as well, okay? We'll see what that is. Because what you're headed for here is travelling, a lot of it, but you're travelling towards a 5 of Cups. Travelling towards a 5 of Cups. But some of you could feel down that you don't have a car. That's what I'm saying. Without transport. Because some of you, you see, it's so different for so many different people. And I know so many, some people have got transport, but there are some people that don't have transport. And the people that don't have transport, this can be someone that worries a lot that they don't have transport, or that they do have transport, but it's not satisfactory. And this is where this... what I first didn't want to say, but I did, which was, I forget the word of it now, but someone that can always feel like a loss, maybe, okay? But that would be to do with a car, maybe, transport, that someone has something, but it's not satisfactory enough. Now, if that is a physical ailment that is stopping someone, because I did pick up on that ailment, then that's, you know, because there's a physical ailment. But for some of this is control in behaviour of someone that doesn't trust someone that's coming through as a control. So if you relate that to control and narcissism, you can do, okay? But there is distrust around this journey and this family trust. It said family trust fund, a family trust fund. Now some of it is a trust fund of money, some of it is a family trust around this journey. Like, but that's to do with family here. Two honest reading, please, for Gemini for this week. And two honest reading, please, for Gemini this week. Okay, so you got judgment that is appearing up in your energy. Now, judgment is something fresh and new. This is going to be a new person that's going to come into your life, okay? It can be a boss, it can be a new job, it can be a new cycle that you're going to have to learn something new. It can be an old friend that comes back into your life. Anybody from the past that you know is going to enter your life. A soul group person, okay? If it isn't, then you've been going through something very karmic with someone in your love life, then it's possible that you might reconcile with them and go through another cycle, okay? People would say, oh, that's down to you. But generally, it's down to spirit of whether your soul's taken on enough. Because this is soul, okay? This is physical loss of someone as well. This is my Tears in Heaven card. So there might be, for some of you, putting a family member to rest, okay? To rest. Yeah, because that would, that you've just lost a family member here, but physically lost. But you would have to know that already, okay? That would be putting them to rest. If you physically just lost a family member, that would be you putting them to rest, okay? So my condolences if that is happening. I really am, you know. But yeah, because that is someone that's trying to reconcile with you. But that can be a new person that's going to enter your, like a friend or someone that you might be even supporting through this period of time of 5. So this can even happen where if you're with a soulmate or someone, okay, this can be happening in their soul group family, meaning like a friend of theirs can possibly be coming back into their life and you would be the one that's helping and supporting them. Okay, that's definitely here. Because this soul group thing is a soul group of your family, okay? And I don't mean physical blood family, I mean physical soul group family. And because of that, trust me, can appear that you possibly won't even see because it's a future prediction, and you check back on the reading later and say, oh my God, I didn't even realise it was that. It ended up being this, okay? It does happen. So that can be support, okay? There you go. Support. Control. There's a lot of control. There's a family member situation going on with family of control and narcissism. Okay, this is PTSD, trauma, narcissism, and even gaslighting. Okay, but it's also courage and strength. So someone, that's what I'm saying, someone's trying to find courage and strength, but feeling strong and feeling weak, feeling strong and feeling weak. But it's pretty good in a way because you've got, see, that's bending of one's will. A will. Sometimes I used to pick this up as Leo, but Leo is 8, okay, and you've got 9, so I'm trying to think what 9 is. Is it Sagittarius? What card is number 9? But 17, 8. Yeah, sorry, my maths is rubbish, but 8. So it's about the communication between you and a soul group family member, or all of them, where you're all in a cycle of control and your lessons are all around control. So the person that you're with, your love life, you would obviously be going through that with them if you are in a soulmate relationship. You've entered the twilight zone. So your twilight zone is that you will learn lessons around control of a soul group family member that will be teaching one of them or both of you a lot about independence and not codependence, and you go through lessons and cycles of trust. Okay, if you're with a soulmate and this is happening with a family member, that family member, your soulmate will be seeing this within family and witnessing that happening. Okay. For a lot of you, this could be Leo, okay, or sign and fire sign, and it's a cycle that you've been playing out for a long time, and this is dates, you know, planning trips out and going away, but someone doesn't want a relationship, but someone does very much. So you're stuck in a cycle. Or just realised it's 25 minutes, Gemini. So what we're going to do is, sorry guys, we go over to Patron. This is also for Patron members. Patron is very much there to support me as well, you know, to support everybody, but also to support me so I'm able to keep doing it. I do have to go back to work for a little while, for a couple of months in order to do that, but I might do that. It's a part-time job, okay, but I really enjoy that and I've been asked to do it. So I'm also doing this, don't worry, there's going to be plenty of time to do the readings and stuff as well. But there's something else that I'm doing as well. I love working, me personally. But so that is happening. But we're going to continue on with the reading, and it will be over on Patreon and put over there for you guys if you wish to join. The link, you can find it below. If you want a personal reading, you can also reach out from the email. You can also join any of the stuff that I've got going on. There's quite a few things going on in Facebook and stuff like that. You can also post stuff yourselves, you know, if you are part of Karmic Book of Shadows or Broken Hearts Speak the Most, you can post things yourselves, you know, that is what that's there for. But also the business page and also Lucid Dream Tarot Music. You can find all of those links below. Thanks very much, Gemini. We're going to continue on with this reading, timeline, and then clarify some cards and see what it's really all about. Okay, all right, guys. But I do apologise if you are going through something of control. I'm not. I'm just kind of put a bit of light-hearted energy into the reading for you. Okay, all right, guys. Thanks very much. Catch you again soon.